Yo, what's going on? What's going on? I still got my workout headphones on. These uh these JBLs. Ooh, I am being aware. Okay, these JBLs get me through my bench press workout. I'm gonna talk to you about what I hate about bench pressing. Soon about my bench pressing from yesterday. If you can hear me, let me know. If you can't, let me know. Type in the chat just as well too. But as you can see, I did a video about these a couple weeks ago, months ago, how the insides kind of wear out or whatever, but they're $100. Um, I think I got my Amazon link in the description. If not, oh well. That wasn't even a planned thing to do. I just realized I had them on my neck. I wear them all the time. I wear them all the time. But how are you? I know I haven't been on live in maybe about a week and a half. Maybe about a week and a half. Schedule's getting busy, and it's okay. It's all good things. How are you? How have you been? Um, did you work out? Have you been working out since I last talked to you? Have you worked out? What have been some of your accomplishments during your gym adventures, your fitness journey, and how much water have you had? So this is 64. Yeah, this is 64 ounces. And when I get to the gym, I fill it up with ice and go to the water fountain. And they have one of those filtered water fountains or whatever, and fill it up with water. And then let it, what I'm saying, melt down or whatever, drink it out, drink it throughout the workout. So I've only had this much today. So two of these is 1 gallon, and a gallon is what I need to be shooting for. So how many uh, gallons of water do you achieve or strive for, or how many bottles of water do you strive to achieve for on a daily basis? But this is a subscribers only chat. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love inclusion. I love exclusion on a lot of things because guess what? You can't go into Sam's Club without a card, right? You can't go and shop. Now, let me rephrase that. You can't go and shop and purchase without a Sam's membership, right? And the reason why I'm bringing that up because I have to renew mine uh, by the 13th, I believe. So I got a couple days. So meaning like there's a club, right? Like there's some type of buy-in, right? In this case, with Sam's, obviously it's a dollar amount. But here, it's a subscriber base. That's what you got to do. That's the buy-in. Just subscribe. Just subscribe, and you'll be allowed to send chats here while I'm live. I do not like leaving my live comment section open to the public because there's just way too many bots. There's just way too many bots and or real people wasting time. Wasting time. What up, Big Ruck? Okay, say feeling squat reps from yesterday. You know what? I almost did legs today, but every time I do legs or get playing for legs, like I'm trying to get my legs into this table, it turns into a chest day. So yesterday, I began bench pressing again yesterday, and I haven't since December. Now, what I mean by that is I haven't like bench pressed heavy. My intention is to, bench press heavy because at that time I was going for a 405 bench press. Now I'm talking in past tense, but I still had that as one of my goals. I just remember um, getting the 405 off of my chest and I had it going down. I think I still spent a little bit too much energy being surprised at how stable it was when I unracked it. I have have the YouTube short um, available up, but I don't count it. I don't count it like I got it, right? And because I had a spotter, so if you're going for a PR, get a spotter. And how can I say this? He gave me my spotter gave me a little help. I'll put it like that. Just trying to make it PG, but gave me a little help. But it's like I didn't get it on my own. So I'm like, okay, cool. But earlier that year, I had sought out to get a 405 bench press, by my birthday, by December. And I think I ended up bench pressing that day. Maybe it was like a little bit after my birthday or somewhere around. Anyway, it's posted. But I didn't go heavy from that point on. I don't want to say, I know for sure I was not discouraged. I know for sure I was not discouraged in that. But I was like, all right, now I'm moving on. I think that's just a part of my personality. So fast forward to April. What was that, about 5, 6 months from, December, depending on how you want to count it. But anywho, here we are. And I'm getting back into lifting heavy. Did some incline bench pressing yesterday. Yesterday was a Monday, International Chest Day. I know I haven't put up a video for that. I tried to get in the habit of doing that every Monday, a chest press video, no matter if it's a short or a long form video. But long form videos are going to be on hold until I get me a new computer. I need a new iMac. That's what I want. I'm speaking into an existence because I cannot edit any videos that I shoot off of my phone on my current iMac right now. So that won't be happening anytime soon. So it'll just be shorts. It'll just be shorts from the foreseeable future in regards to as far as workout videos, full length workout videos. But moving on, started to bench press yesterday, and the weight was fine. The weight was fine. I don't think the weight was a problem, but this is what I hate about bench pressing is that when you stop, you start thinking about, all right, what am I doing? You start to question what it is. It's like, okay, why did I go so heavy? Why did I go for that amount? Why did I go for 405 or whatever your PR is, right? Um, I hate that part about it, like the post lifting, right? And especially if you didn't hit your goal, right? So then you retool up. Okay, what do I got to do again? Do I want to go through it? Regardless of whatever answer you come up with, I came up with, I don't feel like doing that right now. Rack presses, tricep workouts, a lot of barbell rows, a lot of compound movements that I just wasn't up for. Not in December, for the rest of December, January, February, or March. But April, this is a new month. I am. I am. But getting under that barbell yesterday, I was on a legit incline. Like I have an incline at home, and I have to still adjust. I'm still kind of getting used to it a little bit. I can't really grind my feet down into the floor like I want to. I can, don't get me wrong, but I have to be conscious about making sure I don't uh, slip, or I don't want to say tear up anything, or just my cushion mats. They might kind of, spread a little bit. But those type of factors, I'm gonna tell you this, is that if there's anything kind of mentally that can possibly throw you off when you are bench pressing, eliminate it. Just eliminate it. I don't care if it's, too much light you looking at. If you can control it, because your mind will try to find anything to distract you from the weight that you have to lift. But when I was on the incline yesterday at Gold's, matter of fact, I started off with 225. That was my warm up. I went for 10 reps and it felt great. No, it felt great. Usually 225 feels like 235, 245. If you ever bench heavy, for those of you who have bench heavy, I'm not talking to people who haven't. I'm talking to those who have benched heavy and can tell the difference between 225 and 245. Well, we all know sometimes when you go for 225, I don't know what it is. Some days it feels like anywhere between 235 and 245. So this time it felt about like 195. This was yesterday. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Because I really haven't been bench pressing heavy like that. And that was cool. And I'm like, let me go to 275. Let me go to 275 because I wasn't really planning going any heavier than that. But your body will tell you where you need to go. And the weights will too. They work in synergy. There are some days where you go and you lift and you're not as strong. Then it depends on how you take that. Do you continue to go forward or do you do something else? But yesterday, I was strong. I was stronger than I think I anticipated, and I think I was stronger than what I mentally wrapped my head around to do. Right? Because anytime I go lift mentally, I have to wrap my mind around this is where I'm going, this is what I want to do, and this is how I'm going to get there. It's a mental place you have to lock yourself in, or I have to lock myself in when I do decide I want to lift heavy. I've learned to not go crazy from it, But just with that being said, I'm like, all right, this feels like 195. This feels like 195. So let's go up to 275. And when I went up to 275, then it felt like 245 legitimately, right? Like it wasn't that big of a difference between 275 and 225. So I'm like, since I'm here, let's go to 315. See where I can let's see where I am. I think the most reps I've ever got on 315 on the incline, I think was 5. And I like reps. I like high volume of reps. Um, if I can't get a 1 rep max, I like to rep. I like to rep. I like to rep heavyweight. And I'm like, okay, let's just see. Let's just see where I'm at. And that 315, it felt like 340. And that's just where my body was registering what the weight was feeling like. But I knew I can get it. And I think I've done 365 on incline just as well too. But anywho, uh, 315, I'm like, okay. I got it down, went all the way down to my chest, and it wasn't a struggle. Wrists weren't wobbling. Um, Back didn't cramp up or whatever. Got it. 1 rep, and I'm like, okay, rest. Now let me go for multiple reps. Let's see what I can get. Said after that, 3 reps. 3 reps with 315. I think I could have got 4, but I didn't have a spotter. And by that time, so 3 plus 1 is 4. I'm like, you know what? Let me go for 10 reps. Let me go for 10 reps, and I don't care how I get it. Let me do singles, right? And at that moment, I was like, here we go again. And this is the part where I hate about bench pressing is that when you do stop and you start back, you deal with, man, I'm not I'm not able to do as much in regards to weight or as in volume or as in, volume of reps and or sets. You have to switch it up though. That's the part where I hate because you start dealing with your glory days of yesterday. And there are cases where you have to kind of, I guess, completely get rid of that in regards to like you're never going to be that again, or you're not going to be that again. You're going to be better. You're going to be stronger. That's not a knock. When people say, oh, okay, you're not going to be who you were yesterday. Okay, that's a compliment. You should not be. You should be better. You should be stronger. You should be wiser. So, with that being said, just dealing with that little bit of frustration when you are working out, let's say in a certain manner, in a certain way, in a certain style, certain volume, again, from what you used to do. And versus thinking the negative part about it, think about the positive. Think about how better you are, how stronger you are now, right? And I've been preaching this for a while about evolving. You either evolve or die. That's nature. I just seen this article speaking about that. They just resurrected this wolf. And you seen this? Some white wolf that had been extinct for 10,000 years, right? So I guess I need to amend my statement of either you evolve or die, and hopefully science can resurrect you back in 10,000 years. Yeah, I think it's called a dire. Let me see if I can find it in here. Dire wolf. Yeah, have you all seen that dire wolf? Yeah, it's just crazy, through genetic editing and testing or whatever. Yeah, it says scientists say they brought back dire wolves extinct from extinction. Not exactly. I'm not sure. I don't think this is a pure blood, but anyway, I don't want to get into that. Let me. I'm gonna just put this in the chat right now so you can see and read this. Wait a minute. This is Washington Post. No, they're gonna charge you for that. Let me find something else. But anyway, evolving or dying. You got to evolve, and I just have to get stronger. And that's what, where I'm thinking about. Here it is. I'm sorry, my brain's trying to multitask. Boom. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Here we go. I think I can put this in the chat. Yes, evolve or become extinct. That's right. That's right. Just even with what we got going on right now, I think I just put that in the chat. Um, with AI, right? It's, man, you got to evolve into that. I still have to learn a lot more about that. And here we go. Yep. So I just put that article in the chat. I have to just learn a lot more about that, or else get left behind, or just get left behind. And yesterday's bench pressing session, I was going through that, in my mind. I wasn't like mad. I've been mad before if I didn't get a certain lift or whatever. I've been mad before, but yesterday it was just like, okay, you're still strong. You didn't lose it. And there are barometers that I test myself out on when it comes to far as strength. And I do understand about, well, a little bit about muscle memory. I haven't read up too much of anything, on that. Maybe I need to, and maybe I need to, but that's fine in the future thing. But I know as you get older, as I'm getting older, I know I guess they tell me my strength will not be there, or however it's worded. But let me enjoy it, you know, while I can. I do know after the age of 35, your muscle density goes down 1% every single year. I did a podcast about that maybe about 2 years ago about protein and muscle retention and things like that. But yes, that is true. I think after 33 or 35, um, I think men's muscle mass starts maybe 2 years later than females. I think females is 29. I think males is 30. But anyway, staying strong while I can, getting stronger while I can, versus succumbing or subscribing and committing to the, oh, you get older, you get weaker. No, you get older, you get stronger because you have survived. You have survived by God's grace. And you know, and I know, and we both know, is that we made it this far compared to the people in our families or our friends or friends of friends and associates. And what we know about the world and the state of today is that, man, nothing is promised, life. And there's been just a lot of, I guess, me realizing how precious life is, because there has been a lot of passings. There has been a lot of passings that's been close to me, close to my close friends, um, and just around the world. And you look, you're like, well, man, I got to make the best of it. I got to make the best of it. So part of making the best out of it is trying, is just going to the gym, getting to the gym. Um, even when it comes down to your nutrition, at least try. Just try. Try to drink some water. Try to drink more water. Try to drink more water than you did yesterday. Try to drink more water than you did in the past hour. You know what I mean? Try to just do better, and to put forth an effort, because, man, there's stuff that's going on right now that just literally knocks the wind out of me. And there's things that are like, man, I'm down for a couple days, right? I'm down for a couple days, but you shake yourself off and try again. You try again. And that's part of getting back to bench pressing again, and bench pressing at a heavy volume and weight overall, and putting myself into that mental block again. I need to give myself a date, and just as well. I'll get back to you on that, on actual date. I do better with deadlines and dates, because you leave it up to me, I'm a procrastinate for the longest. I'm a procrastinate for the for the longest. But I got a couple more minutes. What's been going on with you? What's going on? Let's check the chat. What's going on, Robin? Y'all, please subscribe to Miss Robin's page. A lot of cool stuff going on right now on her page right now. I'm actually on. Okay, let me close that out. I'm actually on my computer right now. Let's just go to I can't go to her page from there. But anyway, go subscribe. Go subscribe. Go subscribe. Yes, Big Ruck, shout out. Yes, evolve or become extinct. And man, we all know this by just growing up and becoming an adult and having to be responsible. Having to be responsible. If you don't evolve past an adolescent or a child to become an adult when it comes to paying your bills, then you are going to be without. You're going to be without a lot of stuff. You're just going to be without because eventually it catches up to you, or then people come knocking at your door, or whatever. So you got to learn how to be an adult and go to work and pay your bills, or else you're just going to go. You're going to go without. And evolving process part of the evolving process is cuts and bruises. You're going to trip because when you grow, you're going to need more space. You're going to need more space. So part of that is clearing out space too, clearing out things that are not productive, that are not growing. Hence, spring cleaning. Get rid of all the old stuff and make room for the new. You know, and you just make room. You just make room, not necessarily to replace anything. A lot of times it's okay, get rid of all the old stuff so you can really see what you have now, what you can really see what you have that is of value right now. And it's part of, spring cleaning. It's part of, evolution is that the rebirth. Here's spring. It's coming right. Well, spring is here. Spring is here. We are officially in spring. And the rebirth, regrowing things, new goals and all that. Like, yeah, we talk about New Year, new me in January and um, New Year's resolutioners, but out of my experience, I've been a personal trainer since 2016. It's rarely New Year's resolutioners. It's rarely that, in my experience, from who I have dealt with over the years. It is usually around springtime where that new year, new me crowd or whatever that I guess most people expect in January, they come around more about March or April. So hence that's why I haven't gone live in a while because my clientele, my sessions have picked up. So I really haven't had the time to think or create to do this, to go live. Literally, I just maybe got home maybe about 40 minutes ago, and I decided to go live right then and there. I'm like, let me just go live because I'm not sure when I will have a chance to. Other than being in my car, that's cool, but I really don't like the playbacks a lot of times. To tell you the God honest truth, but I wanted to do a live like this. Sit here, chat with you. I do have a couple articles that I have stored, and I don't know which one to read off. I have some stored, but then there has been a lot of just new information that has been acquired. A lot of times I'm scrolling on X or Facebook or whatever, and I come across an article that's related to health and wellness, fitness, whatever, and it's interesting. And I save them in my notes in my notepad. But the one that I read off a couple weeks ago about the athlete died at the Arnold, the female bodybuilder died at the Arnold. Surprisingly, that video got a lot more attention than I thought. It got a lot more attention than what I thought in regards to the views and different things like that. So now I question: do I create more content like that? And if I do, what kind of effect is that? What message am I sending out in regards to, like, it's just like death, 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 death. I don't necessarily want to be that, but if this is what, I don't want to say it like that. It's like, oh, if this is what gets me views. It's like, no, because as far as from what I understand in regards to social media and marketing, all that other kind of stuff, this is what people are searching for, and maybe it is something that is on people's mind in regards to passing and death. And I don't want it to be also because that's what I have been going through, for me to just drown you out about it. right? I found an article like 2 days ago, 2 or 3 days ago. There was another bodybuilder who passed like 2 days after his workout. Didn't say any drugs were involved because that's the first thing people go to when those type of deaths happen. When it comes to steroid use and all the other kind of stuff. I didn't see that. I saw he had some prior health issues prior to that. I think he had gotten into a bad car accident maybe like 2 years prior to that, and did like some about 18 months worth of rehab. It was a real good comeback story, but it was just crazy that he just passed, and it's just like you start seeing things like that all the time, all the time, all the time. Now I don't know, is that because I clicked on it? It's because I clicked on it. Now the social site wherever I'm on is starting to populate more of those articles to me. Maybe. I just don't want to drown you out. I just don't want to drown you out, with that. But yeah, according to my analytics, when I'm looking at the content in regards to the shorts, like right now, I'm looking my top shorts in the past 28 days. All right, my past 28 days. If I can go to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what? So I'm glad that's not up there right now. I got the tonal chest review that'll always be there. There's the does massaging feet cure plantar fasciitis. This is about number 2, I think, because they got this all kind of crazy. It's Google Analytics or these analytics on YouTube or whatever. But anyway, going back to these articles, is that yeah, I didn't want to just drown you all with just death, 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 articles. Even though I did see a lot was viewing that one, but I have one. I have one that is kind of on the lines from that. Maybe two, maybe two. This one is called "This is Why Women Live Longer." Women who do strength training live longer. How much is enough? I do plan to read that off sometime, but not today. I really, really, really don't have time. We got that one, and then there's a article about the carnivore diet made cholesterol ooze from this guy's hands. This was crazy. This was crazy. This guy's hands were literally yellow and a little bit purple and purple. So I do have articles. I do have topics that I do want to still talk to you about here and there. But just my time is becoming more occupied right now. Like I said, the whole January new year new me crowd. For me, that doesn't really happen until around this time of the year consistently all the time. Maybe it's tax season, people getting their tax returns and can afford personal training. But it is all good. But I'm going to get off of here. I hope you have a great, so what is today? Tuesday? Have a great Tuesday. And just hit me up. Let me know which articles you want me to read off next. And I'm gonna put this as a poll on my community wall. This carnivore diet made cholesterol ooze from this guy's hands, or this is why women live longer. Hope you have a great day. Peace out.